You guys know what? I wonder what happens if you remove a cartridge from Nintendo Switch while the game is playing. It explodes. I'm kidding. It doesn't. But I'm gonna. But I am gonna tell you. Well, okay. First of all, it tells you that the software is closed because game card was removed. It tells you to close the software before you actually remove the cartridge. But have you ever wondered what would happen if we do this with every single console? So, to be exact, Nintendo console. So, yeah, we're starting something with the NES because every game is a little different. Some of them are the same, some of them are different. So, we're gonna try every single console: the NES, Super NES, Nintendo 64, the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS, Wii, 3DS, and the Wii U. All those consoles we're going to try out in this video. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting with the NES, take one game for example. You're playing Super Mario Bros. You're playing Super Mario Bros. You're just playing casually, and you decide just to remove the cartridge. You know, like you said to remove it. Remove it, okay? All right, and then, well, what actually happens is, um, it turns black. Yeah, it basically turns black. Sadly, I don't have any footage, but it turns black. It turns black and it kind of glitches your TV. So yeah, I guess the NES doesn't like when you do that. So don't do that. So yeah. Next up is the Super NES. Take one game for example, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Let's say this game for example, you're playing Super Mario RPG, you know, you play the game and then you're about you decide remove the cartridge and once again, pitch black, and then just turn the game vanishes. Yep, there's nothing left. That's it. Nothing I can say about that's it. It's just pitch black and game vanishes. That's pretty much it. The game just is gone. So yeah, not much for that. Now let's do the Nintendo 64. One game for example, Super Mario 64. Now this I actually have footage of it. You pull the cartridge out. The game will actually be on, but that will happen. But watch, this will happen right here. This will happen. Yeah. The game, the the music sound, the game sounds terrible. Like the sound of the music is completely broken. It's very cursed, and Mario will be doing that for some reason. Yeah, it sounds that. So that's it almost feels like something out of a scary movie. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Let me move this. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this almost feels like something out of a scary movie. I don't like it. Okay, I think it's time to get away from this. I think it's time I think it's time we get away from this. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to summon demons in my house. Goodbye, Nintendo 64. Goodbye. Yeah. In case you want to see it again, yeah, Mario will be doing. Maybe you can find the footage. Yep, that just laying there. Or you can move him while he's laying on the ground. So, yep, there's that. Now let's go over to Nintendo GameCube. One game, for example, Super Mario Sunshine. And this one might be different, but it might be a little different. But you're just hanging out, playing Mario Sunshine. You open the button and it just tells you there's an error. It gives you an error message. That's more skeptical than everything that we've seen so far. And it's a bit boring, but what isn't boring is that the fact that if you shut down the cover while the game resumes, that's nothing happened. So, yeah. So, if you really want to, you could open the box and then what happened. So, yeah. But there's one game that is a little different, and that is The Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker. So you're playing the game, you open the box, and wow, you actually can play the game. You actually can still play the game, which is kind of shocking. But once you reach to a loading screen, well, it inserts the city that inserts the city that makes inserts the city thing. So yeah. The Wind Waker is kind of different, but yeah. So yeah. Once you enter a loading screen in the Wind Waker, it tells you to insert the CD. So that makes sense. It's still quite interesting that you can play part of the game without having the CD inside of the console. But sadly, I don't have the game, so I cannot show you. But apparently, Animal Crossing can be completely played without the CD. Like the game is so small, it actually is stored in the RAM of the GameCube, and once it has been loaded in, after the Nintendo logo, you could just remove the CD and play forever. That's actually forever, and that's actually pretty cool. I will say, even though I never actually owned Animal Crossing on the GameCube at all. So yeah, I think it's time to move to the Wii. Should we want to do that, guys? Y'all want to do that? Want to do that, guys? Want to do that? Well, let's do the Wii. Let's do the Wii. Let's do the Wii. All right, let's do the Wii. Mario Party 8. Now I want to do 2 Wii games, for example, but let's start with Mario Party 8, for example. And Mario Party 8. You play Mario Party 8, you know, and then you decided to hit the eject button, and it just says, "Oh, another error message." Okay, no, that's kind of expected. Now, a lot of Wii games do this. I'll give you one more Wii game, for example, and tell you other Wii games. So I'll get on with that. But there's a lot of Wii games that have like the same message. So yeah, I'll show you that. This one, Mario and Sonic, the London 2012 Olympic Games. But this one, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Mario Party 8, and Super Smash Bros. Brawl that I know of have the same message. I tell you, like, hey, you need to insert the disc back in in order to play it again. But yeah. As well as the Wind Waker on the Wii. If you put a GameCube disc in the Wii, you can play GameCube games on the Wii with the GameCube controller. So yeah. If you push the eject button, and you push the eject button, and then boom, you have the CD, and you can still play the Wind Waker. It's actually a perfect recreation of the GameCube. Everything works the same, and I like everything works the same, and like everything works the same, and I love it. But what about the Wii U? Is it gonna be different? Well, we're gonna find out here soon. So, but yeah, most of the Wii games that I know, they have the same error message. Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Mario Party 8, I think Mario Party 9, and Super Smash Bros. Brawl all have the same error screen. So they just tell you, hey, please insert the game or to keep playing or something like that. So yeah, nothing too crazy. So yeah, so don't expect much from the error screen for the Wii. So yeah. Now let's go to the Wii U. Starting with the Wii U with the example game Hyrule Warriors. Probably one of the best Zelda games on the Wii U. Even though it's kind of mid, I would say, because it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's not mid. It's just kind of weird. But anyways, you push the eject button, and just fancy. Just instead of using a different error message like the GameCube that we did, we're seeing a system message sent by the Wii U console. Okay, and that's actually cool. And you know, you gotta try Wind Waker 2, the sequel, or HD. Is it gonna act in the GameCube version? Well, um, it actually is. I'll say it's actually magical, and I love it. It's actually magical. It's magical, and I love it. How about if you run the Wii U in Wii mode? If you check one of those classic Wii games like Donkey Kong Country Returns, we just get the classic error message. So now I know Donkey Kong Country Returns has that. So yeah. So the Wii U games on the Wii U games on the Wii are still the same thing on the Wii. So yeah. Now let's move to the Game Boy Color games or just Game Boy games. Let's do or Game Boy Pocket. Let's do Pokemon Yellow for example. So you're just playing Pokemon Yellow, ground battles, and then you move the cartridge, and actually there is nothing. There's nothing on the screen anymore. There's nothing on the screen. There's nothing. It just shuts down the Game Boy. That's kind of boring, I'll say. Now for the Game Boy Color, this one. So you pull up Pokemon. Let's say you pull up Pokemon Crystal, and then you move the cartridge, and then what happens? It actually resets. It actually resets. That's different. That's different this time around. Everything goes blank, but then all of a sudden the Game Boy logo appears. But it's a weird glitchy state, and there's nothing we can do except turn it off and off again. Oh well. I think we should at this time go to the Game Boy Advance. I think we should do that. Let's do that. Let's go to the Game Boy Advance and let's do this game for example, Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Advance remake. Yeah, so you're playing your favorite Donkey Kong remake on the Game Boy Advance, and then you remove the cartridge, and it kind of does what the N64 was doing. It just kind of freezes on the frame you were, but you if you listen to the sound, I can't show you the sound, or I don't have the sound with me because it's not, I don't have the footage sadly. But if you do remove it, you actually hear the sound. Like, you know how you like you're playing a game and you're playing a game and all of a sudden you just break your game, or you glitch your game, and you hear that like that. You basically get that, and I'm not gonna lie, on the Game Boy Advance it's kind of annoying. It's definitely like, and it makes it sound like not normal. But if you do the second time, and the results are pretty similar, but the sound is even weirder. And like I said, okay, now you know. Now you know you can have a lot of fun with the Game Boy Advance while removing the cartridge. But hopefully nothing breaks. Hopefully your Game Boy Advance does not break. So, and make sure, and yeah, just make sure, please. Just make sure. Hopefully nothing breaks after doing that. Like, make sure you check, because if you don't check, that'd be really dangerous. So, now before we move on to the last couple of consoles, the Game Boy Advance can also play classic Game Boy games. So, for example, you're playing Donkey Kong Land, and then you're playing that like yada yada, and okay, and you just had to move the cartridge, right? And okay, the game resets, okay, and then okay, and you put the cartridge back on, it just reboots it. Yeah, it just restarts the game, and we can keep on playing without even having to reboot the freaking console. That's cool. Now, what about the Game Boy Advance SP? And this one, it's like the original GBA. So you're playing Donkey Kong Country 2, the remake, on the Game Boy Advance SP. So you remove the cartridge, and it freezes and produces the weird sound. that you might know. So it's the exact same results. And if you use a classic Game Boy cartridge instead, and you put put it, put on it, well, it just freezes and nothing will happen. But if you put the cartridge back in, it just reboots it, and you can resume on playing the game. Well, resume playing the game. Well, of course, after resetting it back to the title screen, but yeah, it just loads it back, which that's neat. Now let's include the Game Boy family. So let's check out the Game Boy Micro, and this thing is, like I said, the console is so tiny. So let's play. Let's do it. Let's say you're playing Donkey Kong Country 3, and let's pull out the cartridge, and you pull it out, and the sounds are insane. The sounds are insane, and the results are just the same as the other GBAs. But this one, the micro one, is so loud and scary. Like I don't want to I don't want to listen to it, and I bet y'all don't want to listen to it. So yeah, it's really scary as well. So like, I think we should get the micro out of here. I think we should. We definitely need to get the micro out of here. All right, guys. I think it's time for Nintendo DS. Let's say you're playing Super Mario 64 DS, and take the cartridge, and everything freezes. Everything freezes, and there's literally nothing you can do. As Nintendo DS can also play Game Boy Advance games. So you're playing Game Boy Advance games on your DS, and after removing the cartridge, the screen turns white, and yeah, it's pretty much frozen at that point, and you have to reset the console. As the DS Lite is pretty much the same as the Nintendo DS, but with a few upgrades here and there. Well, the results are exactly the same. You also experience a slight difference with the GBA games though. As instead of just turning white, the screen instead froze. It freezes, and okay, that's it. So the DSi is a bit more advanced because you can actually remove and put the cartridge back in the menu, and it won't freeze the entire system over. But what about the games? What was it gonna do? Well, it just freezes. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic. The DSi XL is just a bigger version of the DSi, so the results are exactly the same. But let's do one more console. We're gonna do one more console. But yeah, the DSi XL is the same thing as DSi. It just, to be honest, most of the DS versions, most of the DS console versions, like it just freezes. It just freezes, and nothing too special. Nothing too special I can say about it. So yeah, sorry. But I think it's time to move over to the last console, and that is the DS's successor, the 3DS. Let's move on to the 3DS, the last one. Also, I guess subscribe yet? Because we're close to 300 subscribers. You're playing 3DS, and let's say you're playing a game. Oh, Mario Tennis Open. Yeah, not the best one, but let's give an example, please. So let's remove the cartridge, and oh, okay. It's kind of cute. It gives you a beautiful message telling you to push the home button to return to the home menu. And if you're trying this with an original DS cartridge, well, the screen will either freeze or go black, and then you can just push the home menu and push it to reboot the console. Well, that's a nice way to that's a nice way of handling it. And the truth is, it doesn't matter if it's the 3DS, 3DS XL, 2DS, 3DS XL, or new 3DS. They all act the same. So I'm not gonna show you all of them or talk about all of them. So they all do the same thing. Well, there you go. Now, I guess I could show you my 3DS. So while this play, I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right here. So my 3DS go. find it here. Alright, here it is. Sorry, guys. Alright, here it is. So here you're playing Super Smash Bros on 3DS here. Just playing, you know, and then you're about to remove the cartridge, and then boom, oh, black screen. And it tells you, oh, the game card was removed. Press the home button to return to the home menu. And if I put it back on, I can't play it. I have to restart the console. Well, it sucks. Well, rip that. Well, guys, I think that's wrap this video up. Thanks for watching, guys. Like the video, subscribe if new. I'll see you next time, guys. Peace out. Have an awesome day. And yeah, there I go. All the consoles. And my 3DS not loading. Well, this sucks, guys.